And welcome in to another Washed Up Walk-Ons podcast, the biggest preview of the year, brought to you by FanDuel. A four-person party currently, three on the screen, Drake on the cell phone. Welcome in tonight. Drake's going to be here, and then he's going to go steal people's money legally. At least I think that's what he said. That's what you are going to do, Drake, right? Poker?
Yeah, I'm gonna go play some poker. I'm home alone. Kaylee's in Cabo with her family, and so there's
Heard
nobody at the house.
heard Chauncey
Might
Billups
as
was coming to
well.
that game. Is that still true?
No, I'm not playing any games that Chauncey Billups is in.
Okay.
Allegedly. Never know where you find Drake. Who knows? Could be lying.
I played cards in a underground card club in New York City this past weekend. I was there for work, and it was a 1-3 game, and they charged 10% of the pot up to $15 in rake in a 1-3 game.
So
Can you?
that-
How do you? That seems bad. Said how do you?
That's insane.
Math is
Typically, the
not
max rake in a
great.
1-3 game is $5.
That's theft. And maybe we can discuss that on another podcast. Anyway,
you gotta run really good to be profitable there.
Is that underground game from Molly's game or whatever? With Michael Cera?
I didn't
Michael
quite
Cera
play
was running?
Molly's game.
great movie.
And,
Great
but Kevin, I did beat the game for a sizable amount of money.
Well done.
Drake is back to the poker degeneracy. All is right in the world, and it would seem that way on the Hawkeye front as well. We're going to preview a massive game tonight. You can look at this season. Well, you could theoretically look at these last four games as the start of the playoff for the Hawkeyes, because that is essentially what it is. If you're a team in Iowa's position, you are currently, after the CFP rankings came out about a little over 24 hours ago, maybe even exactly 24 hours ago as we start this pod, the boys are positioned to make the playoff should they win out. Tall task, lot of work to be done. We're not even going to talk about that really tonight. We'll talk a little bit about the rankings, but all of that playoff talk will come should the Iowa Hawkeyes win this weekend. Maybe we can start to delve into that a little bit more. Kevin, how you doing, buddy?
Doing okay. Working through a little bit of a migraine this week, but
I see over
we're
there.
just okay.
Are you gonna? We need you good by game day, my friend.
Game day's a long ways away. We'll be all right.
All right.
You
There is
boys want to know? I actually did try to get a flight back to town.
Did you really?
We obviously didn't try that hard.
No, I did. Southwest doesn't fly into anywhere but Des Moines, and the Des Moines
American
flight
flies
on
directly
Friday
to the
doesn't
ref?
get me in. So I checked American, and they did not have any direct flights on Friday that would get me there in time. There was layovers
Thursday,
that would, by
yeah,
the time I
Thursday night
rented the
flight.
car.
Check Thursday.
What's that?
Check Thursday.
I can't fly in on Thursday.
Why not?
I don't have a dog sitter.
Buy one.
No. I don't trust just anybody with my dogs, and our dog sitter is not available.
Why would Drake be coming back to Iowa City, you ask, if you're Patrick Starr under the rock, or you just haven't paid that close of attention to the last month or so plus of podcasts? The boys, not us specifically, but the team at large from 2015, it has been 10 years that have passed on that year. Of the 5 years we played, that was the special one. That one will live in the memories of us, but really many Hawkeye fans for a long, long time.
Buddy, that's the most special year in Hawkeye football history. It's the only undefeated regular season.
Yeah, it certainly has a claim to that. And they feel like honoring us for it, which is essentially 90 seconds of us going out in the field and everybody clapping for us, give a wave, and back into the stands. It does provide a unique opportunity for us to come back and see on a Friday night, which is when a lot of our teammates will get to town. It'll be the first time that we've seen a lot of guys that we played with. I kind of reflected on this today, just sitting there thinking, this will be the first time I've seen a lot of these guys since the Rose Bowl. I mean, like, maybe walking around that spring, some of those seniors. You go your separate ways after college, and you're together for a really, really important, intense period of time, and then life happens, and Kevin's slinging med devices, and Drake's.
What was that sniff?
No, that was just a breath. Yeah, Drake's doing blow somewhere. No, it's. I mean, that could be
no blow.
Could be
No
real.
blow.
I don't know. The sniff was. I don't know how to describe what Drake's doing currently or ever.
Nasal spray.
I'm working.
Seasonal allergies.
Drake's working.
I've got a job. I'm gainfully employed.
I know. I'm sitting in the podcast and CrossFitting in the garage, and a bunch of other guys are out there doing really cool shit too. So, very unique opportunity, and it'll be fun. We're gonna miss you, Drake.
What do you mean?
Facts.
I mean that if you were to show up at the Ted Pacha or Paca indoor north end zone for the the Hawkeye Legacy little get together on Friday night, and then also be there for the game, the tailgate, the experience on Saturday, it would add quite a bit to the experience.
Thanks.
So we will miss you.
You know,
I was going to show up wearing my Brian Ferentz Gang or Die shirt too. I'm really kind of pissed about it.
I'll wear it. I'll make one.
Do you hear that Bo scheduled an elk hunt this weekend of all fucking weekends? So he's not going to be there.
Bo isn't going to be there this weekend?
No.
Oh my God. What an oversight there.
Yeah.
I mean, it just shows where his priorities are at. You can't hate on him for that.
You can hate a little bit because he can pick a different weekend.
When you
What
live
if it
in
was the
this,
only weekend he got drawn for, dude?
that
I
man,
don't know if that's accurate.
Bo would find a way to elk hunt if he couldn't do it this weekend. I mean, it just doesn't feel like. I get it. I understand. There's going to be a lot of guys that don't show up. You think Akram got invited back? Probably not. Would love to know who all got the invites for this one.
Hey, I'd be curious who actually got the invites. I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
New
There's a lot
Jersey
of
is a
dudes that
piece
are on
of
that
shit.
2015 team that didn't finish their careers there. I'd be curious if they got the
It would, yeah, it really would be interesting. I mean, I suppose, yeah. I mean, we'll see. We'll likely not be able to tell because those in question are probably.
What's Jameer Outsey up to?
Wow, what a name!
Was that a joke? Was that
No,
like
I
an
legitimately
ill-timed
have no
joke?
idea. He's just a random. I know he's a freshman that year, so I was like, "What's he up to?"
Jameer
He-
Outsey is no longer with us.
What?
Yeah,
You're shitting me.
I am not.
What happened?
He passed about a year ago, if my memory is serving me proper.
That's wild. And he's not the only.
That was a
former teammate.
wild pull by Kevin.
Well, he's not the only former teammate that is not with us
Damn.
anymore.
Now I feel bad now.
Yeah,
Fuck.
way to go, Kev. Really,
Goddamn.
really,
I might have to
really
call it early,
ripping
boys. I'm gonna have to call it in now.
really ripping this preview. That brings up I had a former classmate from Marshalltown pass away this past weekend in a car, got hit by a car.
Ooh.
I graduated with like 380 people. 5 of them are deceased.
Wow.
That's crazy, man.
We're 31. Life is nuts. That's neither here nor there. It'll be a good time to see a lot of the teammates and a lot of the staff that's still there. And again, I'll never decline a free ticket where they're going to bring me onto the field. So that'll be fun. Weather has taken a little bit of a turn, and that will be part of the discussion tonight. Possibly in the Hawkeye ball favor. Not that, and I know that this has been a big topic. I know, Grant, you and I are probably the ones who are in the Twitter conversations, or at least privy to the shit talking and the
There's
discussion
some
going
shit
back and
talking
forth.
going on.
I would say some like cordial back and forth. But yeah, there's a lot of, there's Oregon's talking their shit. They're like, whoa, the Iowa doesn't think we can play in weather, blah, 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 blah. Plenty of other stuff going on as well. I've seen Oregon by 20 by so many Oregon Duck accounts. Somebody responded to our YouTube today and said, this one will not be close start to finish. And I was like, okay, that's unlikely, but good guess.
Well, at the start it's 0-0, so that's just objectively false.
Yeah, I there's some very confident people out there who think that Big Bad Oregon is just too big of a brand, too big of an operation for the little old Hawkeyes to deal with. And so we'll see. I have some thoughts on that. We'll see about that. This is certainly a team. We're going to break them down. Oh, by the way, I suggest if you want the real X's and O's breakdown, and I'll say this again later in the podcast, the A&F podcast is on a rocket ship trajectory. Kevin probably isn't onto these guys yet, but Kevin would love this. And people
Who
are
are they?
requesting. It's the two twins that I sent you the other day. They were talking about Bo.
Oh,
They just do a fantastic job of previewing and breaking down games from an X's and O's standpoint. I don't know why they know ball, but they know ball, and it's a great podcast. Many people are requesting them on our show to have a conversation with Kevin. Not sure how we could set that up in a way that would be most entertaining, but we've been in contact. We might be setting something up for the off season, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, these and I believe we had some comments earlier up here about Kluve. Do you find yourself watching any other Hawk pods like Talkin' Hawks or the one with the twins? Curious to hear your take on the formats. I believe, and if you really want Grant and I's opinion on the other Hawkeye shows out in the ecosystem, the Patreon taglines on Tuesday, we've had several episodes where
I don't recall saying anything.
Oh, really? Well, Grant and I have put out some great opinions on some of the other shows, but
A&F's the only one I have actually watched.
I would say for me, my weekly rotation is two guys, their Monday and Thursday episode. I watch the A&F podcast, and then I will sometimes catch the instant reaction from Hassel and AD. Oh, someone's breaking into your car, Drake.
not mine.
That's me. Sorry.
Brecken Cody with the super chat. Ken Palm 72, Grant.
Ken Palm 72 is Washington, maybe? They updated the Ken Palm yesterday.
For Kevin and Drake, the bit is we have people who will just name a number in the rankings of the Ken Palm basketball rankings, and Grant's been studying them. He tries to come up with it off the top of his head. Hawkeye basketball did start last night, and boy, do the Hawks look different.
They were up like 22-3 at one point.
Yeah, man. It's a different ball game in Iowa City now. Ben McCollum has some big energy, and we've got an athletic ass team. And yeah, we played Robert Morris, which doesn't say a lot, but
they were in the tournament.
Yeah, we play a little bit of defense now. We got one of the best point guards in the country. We're dunking all over the place.
Did we get that recruit?
I don't know.
Didn't you say there was like a number 1 overall recruit? I thought you said point guard that was looking at Iowa City.
Oh, I think that's on girls' side.
Oh,
yeah. I think the answer is yes.
I was talking men's basketball. We did get the number 6 recruit in the country. She did commit. She's not a point guard. She plays any
recruit Iowa's men's has ever gotten. I'd be shocked if it was in the top 10.
Men's basketball? That's a good trivia question.
What wasn't Adam Woodbury actually a really high recruit?
Probably, with how tall he was.
I'm pretty sure Woodbury was like a very high 5-star recruit.
I once guarded him in an AAU game in 8th grade and shut him down for 27. He only dropped 27 on us.
That's it?
Yeah.
Aren't those quarters 4 minutes long?
We were up at halftime, and they were pissed. That team, by the way, had Marcus Page, Adam Woodbury. Was Gasell on that team too? We were balling.
Wieskamp was a 4-star, 95 overall with the 55, number 55.
Shout out Muska Vegas.
Oh,
That's
but Adam
right, my
Woodbury,
boy,
number
Easy
51.
Weezy
My
Sniper.
apologies. He was slightly
Woodbury
high.
was number 51 in the country.
51.
Dude,
I actually thought he was higher than that.
We should get Woodbury on the show. Joe Wieskamp, friend of the show, gave us a great
Yeah.
episode. Great episode. So
Joe Wieskamp's always going to be my little bro.
yeah, and he just seems like a genuinely good dude. Like one
Great
of those.
family. The whole dude. His folks, awesome people. His older brother, Matt, awesome people. Like they're all just sensational.
Some people are just better, and I feel like those are just those people.
His pops was my physical therapist in Muscatine.
How about that? CJ Smith worrying for Kevin's well-being. Kevin definitely not feeling good right now. Nope. Hey, if you don't want to,
CJ.
yeah, you know the fans care, Kev. The fans care. If you don't want to be on here, Kev, no one's forcing you to do it. So take that into account if you really do feel like shit, that bad.
But I'm also very happy to see your face, Kev.
Why don't you come on camera sometime, you pussy?
Kevin is it?
Because this is what you.
Oh, oh, we have a Drake sighting. Hold on.
That would just be me standing over my counter, getting hunchback of Notre Dame.
This is terrifying.
Is that Khabib Nurmagomedov?
No, but if I shave my mustache, I look like I'm straight from Chechnya.
That guy's from Dagestan.
Why are there
How
no
did we-
lights on in your house?
They have. I didn't know they had internet in the hills out there. And
It was so dark in there.
I'm in the Caucasus. What of it?
holy shit, that guy's middle wrestle match right now. Oh my god. Dude, I haven't seen your face in live like that in a long time, Drake. Honestly, I just got so happy. I'm fully tented right now. Hey, you're scary, bro. You're a scary guy.
Dude, turn on some lights in the house.
Why are you so intimidating?
This house is lit with a single candle. Like, what is going on in there?
What?
This is just the face my parents gave me, dude.
Are you streaming from Tiny Tim's house?
There's nothing wrong with your face. It's there's.
We got to find a way to get you back to Iowa City and get you right there when Oregon gets off the bus. I feel like the game's a wrap.
You might actually be in Chechnya. Do they not have power there?
The power grid's it's
go on black.
overrun down here.
They go on brownouts, Kev, where you
It's
have
like,
to.
Brownouts. That's right.
it's like
That's what I
Batman
called my
hiding in the
Friday night in
shadows.
Iowa City.
So there you go.
I
Everyone
think
who
Drake Kulik is hiding in the shadows, but he is the
That
shadow.
joke went underappreciated.
what joke?
Kevin's joke about his Friday nights in Iowa City.
Oh, brownouts, yeah. Well, he had to be there.
He's
Drake
getting gangbanged by a bunch of Mexicans.
Wow.
Jeez.
And that's what Drake adds to the podcast. Not going to get that on the ANF pod, will ya? No.
Take that, twins.
Hey, take that, Fredericks. We talk about Mexican gangbangs on the show. Holy shit! How is this a thing?
Yeah, we have our segment, and that's
on a real note, Drake, before you do bounce out to play poker, allegedly, or I don't know, go dig holes in the desert. What do you think about this? This is a big time matchup. I would liken the. I'm not sure.
What time's kickoff?
It's 2:30 kick.
That's the wrong answer.
Well, it could be a night game
Why?
because Iowa. I didn't
not
know
a
this was
rule anymore.
Oh, it's not a rule.
Not a rule anymore.
Okay, well, I believe. Oh, look at that. See, word from the. Can't compete with that, says the ANF podcast. Not gonna get that.
Shout out
to him.
Either or Fredericks.
Shout out to him. So if that's not a rule, Kev, I believe, Drake, the reason that is because of all of the television bullshit that goes on. BTN needs a certain amount of games. So-and-so gets their first pick each week, yada, yada here. Big Noon Kickoff gets to choose. I believe That's
So the CBS get first pick? Because obviously, I think if Big Noon Kickoffs come to town, they would have picked us first.
so. David told me this morning that Big Noon Kickoff got the first pick and chose the Penn State Indiana game.
It's wild.
But they sent their crew to pregame in Iowa City.
Wild. Why? Why would you do that?
I don't know.
Makes no business sense. I mean, they also just had Indiana last week too.
I believe it's because in their mind they think that Penn State Indiana game, the game itself gets better ratings than Iowa Oregon, but the preview is easier.
At the beginning of the year for sure, yeah. But I mean, they had on Sunday to make up their mind.
I don't know, man.
Signetti just got these dudes nuts in a jar.
Signetti's doing some stuff over there, man.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of nuts in a bunch of jars right now.
He's got just Fox. He's got the whole country right now.
He's got mason jars of nuts all over his office. How do you feel about this Oregon matchup, Drake? I was about to say, I don't think in our time, I'd really have to think about it. I don't know if a game mattered this much. I don't know if we ever played a game that mattered this much in November. I'll put it that way. You could
what
argue.
Are you talking about?
Well, you could
we
argue
played for undefeated seasons, but
I understand.
They're playing with losses on their record. We were playing for a 4-team college football national championship playoff and a Big Ten title game.
I understand that, but so you could argue that the clarifier there is games this big in Kinnick this late in the season. We played Minnesota.
That Minnesota game was big, dude, and that team was good.
It was huge, but we were at that point very likely going to the Big Ten championship, and the only way we were going to the playoff that year, because it was 4 teams, was winning that Big Ten championship. Undefeated. And so that, we could have lost that Minnesota game and still been in the Big Ten championship. And so I don't know. It's certainly
it's a big game. And
it
would make me feel better if it was at night, because it's a tough place to play at night. Teams come in and play shitty football in Kinnick at night.
I know that out in Arizona they don't participate, but the daylight savings did just happen, and it's getting pretty damn dark about 4:30.
I was gonna say it's like 3:30 and the sun is setting.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
So the second half of this game
will be a night game.
Second half of this game gonna be under the lights.
Also, could it just? I'm not a meteorologist, but could it be so cloudy and the weather's so poor that it just looks like
it looks like night at kickoff at 2:30?
Like we haven't seen the sun in 36 hours.
It's not going to be a friendly environment for anybody.
No. The original forecast looked to be about 50 and partly cloudy, and that has kind of degraded over the last week or so to it's going to be overcast in the mid to maybe low 40s, and there's going to be some precipitation. Advantage, Iowa. Let it rain a little bit.
Oregon gets quite a fair amount of precipitation out there.
I'm not saying that they can't play in it, but when it comes to passing and running the ball, it's harder to pass the ball when that ball's wet. And it
is.
They rely more heavily on their passing game than we do. Now, that's not to say that they can't run the ball either, because they got a damn good running attack. These guys put up 3,000 yards a game. Okay? Of course, so did Indiana. We played them pretty good. I like a gritty football game in Kinnick in November. This is what we've been asking for a long time. Bring a big dog into Kinnick late in the season when it matters. Let's see what they got. This is the opportunity.
I'd feel better if it was USC versus Oregon.
Yeah, no shit. USC loves to eat wieners.
Can someone put it on a shirt?
Seems like what third-party stat set are you using to collect this info?
Where's the data? How many wieners has USC eaten?
I didn't see that.
I don't know. They're in Los Angeles, and they're in the really bad part too, where people smoke poles for crack cocaine. So,
is that in the Ken Palm this week? Is that in the
CFP had to have taken that into account when they ranked Iowa ahead of USC. No, actually, they ranked USC one ahead of Their ability to smoke polls puts them right above the Hawkeyes in the CFP rankings this year. Super chat from Brian says, "You ain't cool unless you scored a TD in the 2017 Ohio State game." I agree. I had nothing to say there. One of us did that. Kevin probably would have
Kevin's
if
still cool.
given the opportunity.
What?
And,
What did you say? I zoned out.
He said you're only cool if you scored a touchdown against Ohio State, and I said Kevin's still cool.
Nah, I'm not.
My mindset on this game is the players on the inside. We talk about this a lot, Kevin. They go into every game believing that they can win. The Oregon Ducks are a 6.5 point. I will make sure that's correct, but they are a 6.5 point favorite in Kinnick. That is the line right now on FanDuel Sportsbook. 40.5 is the over/under, and so the Vegas odds say Ducks are going to go in and get this one. But on the inside, Iowa, I know for a fact, believes
Let's
that
not
they can.
pretend like 6.5 points is some insurmountable mountain, right? I mean, I'd say a 7-point favorite in college wins 70%, maybe 75% of the time. Like,
Sure. You guys mind if I do a new segment sponsored by Gray's Gourmet to Go?
yeah, I do mind.
Okay, I won't do it.
Seems rhetorical.
I'm going to call this "Don't Be a Chicken, Eat Chicken Lips," which you should. And also, by the way, Gray's is doing Thanksgiving meals this year. Kim sent me a little. Let me pull this up. Share screen. If you don't want to have to worry about cooking on Thanksgiving Day, which is approaching very quickly, 3 weeks, Gray's Gourmet to Go is going to put together a platter, an arrangement, if you will, for anybody who's interested. And let me see if I can. Right there, the Thanksgiving feast, feed 6 for $2.50, a big ass. It includes the French turkey breasts. You may remember them from Training Table. It says all breast meat with wing bone, juicy, tender, turkey and gravy, mashed potatoes, stuffing, cranberry sauce, dim sum green beans, and street corn. King's Hawaiian rolls, honey butter, homemade strawberry jam. Are you kidding me?
That's all you can ask for, really. Now, I was hoping the presentation was going to be all of this shoved into a cornucopia, but it's always next year.
We'll work on it.
Shout out Grace. Nice little email leak there.
Yeah, you can see the Christmas run email and our YouTube live notification. Shout out to Grace for sponsoring the show.
We'll be partaking in some Grays this.
I was going to say, are we going to do a little Grays this weekend?
We'll do some Grays this weekend.
My idea with the chicken lips, we'll play on that, is we can't, and I don't think we're going to be a chicken out there, but Iowa, there's no reason to be scared. We've played 2 rosters already this season that have come to Kinnick who feature very similar star talent, if you will, up and down their rosters. One of them currently sits at number 2 in the country. The other, struggling. Nonetheless, they have very good individual players. Many that will play a long time in the NFL, or at least some time in the NFL. And the boys are rolling a little bit. We're trending up, as they would say.
This is the exact type of opponent I want for them right now, though. You know, I don't think it with this team, but like every now and then, there's a lot of juice, a lot of momentum behind this team. Like, you don't want them to start hearing that about themselves and, you know, drop a Purdue game like we did a handful of years back. You know,
I agree, and it's a tester, as both of these teams really don't have a massive win on their resume.
that is correct.
Both sides could probably argue there's concerns. about how they really match up against, or some of that elite talent. Now, Oregon played Indiana somewhat close, 10-point game. Indiana controlled that game. They went to the whiteout in Penn State when Penn State was still relevant this year for the short
Still
amount
had
of time.
Drew Aller in that game.
Yeah, still had Aller, still had the momentum and Franklin and all of that, and they went in there and won.
And that's still their biggest win. That's a team that's now 3-5.
Yeah, crazy.
Granted, again, much better team back then than they are today, but still, there's not a whole lot else that they can point to on their resume, which is, I think, why the CFP dropped them all the way back to 9.
Yeah, a little bit less respect for the Ducks, and that was noted. And it's because they've played one team, they've beaten one team with a winning record, and that's the Northwestern Wildcats, who, frankly,
also weren't playing that well beginning of the year. They're actually playing pretty solid football now.
A couple other common opponents, or I guess between Indiana and Penn State. Obviously, Iowa played those two teams as well. Also played Wisconsin. Wisconsin went to the Badgers, or to the Ducks, and of course it was a monsoon there as well. Didn't have Dante Moore for a lot of that game.
Yeah, did he break his nose or something?
He went out for some reason.
He's gushing blood from his nose. I know that.
And they finished that game without him basically the second half. But that game ended 21-7, and that was right around the time that Iowa had beaten them by much more than that. So
I mean, maybe that can give you an idea of you can expect a similar performance from the defensive side. Obviously, better. We got better defense. Wisconsin does. In those type of conditions, I wouldn't be afraid of Oregon scoring 40 points this weekend. Yeah.
No, Hawks are going to have to score though, and the Ducks don't just feature a good offense; they feature a pretty damn good defense as well. To be fair, I don't know if they've played a whole host of offensive juggernauts this season. Indiana probably the only one,
best by far,
similar to us. But
they were handling Penn State until, remember, because I had the under in this fucking game. So Penn State scored 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter and overtime. But other than that, yeah, there's not a whole lot of firepower they've gone against in their schedule.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, and that's not to say that Oregon isn't a top whatever team or Iowa isn't a top, but this really stands as, here in the 9th game of the season for the Hawks, this sort of stands as a really solid test going both ways. Whoever wins this football game is going to be looked at as, okay, that's a solid win on their resume. Because right now, a close loss to Indiana is one of the better resume pieces for both of these teams. I mean, just the reality of it is that.
Now, on the other side, then, is the loser going to have the perception which is total fraud? Told you so.
I don't.
These guys.
Well, as long as it's a close game, I don't believe so, Grant. I think if this game is within 10 points or closer,
we'll find out a lot more about both these teams. I mean, we're both got to play USC left in the year.
Oregon's got a tough schedule.
Oregon's got Washington at the last game. That'll be a tough game. So we'll find out a whole lot more by the end of the year for both of these teams.
The team has got to feel confident about past performance. They played against Indiana. They beat Penn State. They know that Kinnick's going to be behind them. It's going to help out the Hawks. They're going to feel that energy, that adrenaline. Weather could be a factor. Whether it is or not, the Hawks on the inside got to believe that, hey, they're shifting their mindset around good. It's going to rain? Good. Oregon's number 9 in the country? Good. Kinnick at night? Second half? Good.
Kinnick at afternoon?
To start the game? Good. 2015 teams back in town? Good.
For no sunsets, Kinnick Stadium. Scenic.
Better than Pasadena. And this Iowa team, they got to trust and feel good about what they've done recently. again, when there's some conversations going on about, hey, what's the last month of football look like? What have you done for me lately? And I was in a lot of those top 10, top 15 trending teams over the last month. So all things to be confident about on the inside. From the outside on this game, as a fan, this is harder to do than, or easier to say than to do, but I feel like this is the one. Be vulnerable and let yourself emotionally attach yourself to this game, especially if you're going to it, the environment, without the, don't shelter and let the potential letdown keep you from fully experiencing this thing.
No, chips in the middle. Put all the chips in.
All in, baby.
All out.
Because you just don't get a ton of these games in Kinnick Stadium. Ones that have playoff implications, ones against top 10 teams. Got a stat for you on that one coming in a bit. This is one that you have to know that Oregon's got all the star talent. They've got a higher rating. They've got
a damn good coach too.
A coach that's an absolute psychopath, a football guy, he can motivate, he can recruit. They're doing a lot of good things up there in Oregon. If Oregon scores and goes up in this game, don't be surprised because they're a good football team too.
They will likely score at some point.
There's a good chance.
There's a good chance that it happens.
But bring everything you have to that game day, to the tailgate, man. And it's going to be a little wet. It might be a little wet. That's okay.
How many Duck fans do you think are making the pilgrimage out to Kinnick this?
It's a good question.
This week.
It's a haul.
Ooh,
it's a haul, but it's
what is a group of ducks referred to as? Is that like a
flock?
A flock of ducks? Do they do a flock?
Maybe the bigger question is how many Duck fans live in how many bandwagon Duck fans live in the Midwest that are going to travel over?
I mean, Chicago's got every which way.
How many Duck LA Dodger, New York Yankee, LeBron fans are going to be there?
Ooh. Well, you'll be able to see them. Bright green.
Funny enough, the Ducks will be wearing some green helmets with some white wings.
See, this is unfortunate too, because this is what I like as a like. I don't have anything against Oregon. I think they should wear stuff like this all the time. Sometimes I think they get a little too bright. They get a little too creative. Like simple like this, I think is Oregon's best look.
I would say for Oregon, this is pretty reserved. This is a good uniform.
Clean uni, man. I like the
uniform
duck on the shoulder.
The duck on the shoulder is nice. I like it a lot.
On the shoulder there.
Yeah, it's a good uni. Kind of looks like North Texas's helmet, but it's okay.
Ooh, actually, that's a great point. Hold on now.
There might be some trademarking issues there. I don't know.
Someone got to speak with the law school over there in Denton, Texas.
And North Texas, man, they can play some offense too.
Do you know? So that quarterback they have there, Messamaker, he's a freshman this year. He never took a snap of varsity football.
Really?
How does that work?
I don't know how that happens.
How did he get on the team?
He was like JV, or I think he walked on.
Courtney brings up a good point here. The boys wearing blackout unis. I don't know for sure. There has been speculation based on they always come out with a post like a.
Yeah, it was confirmed.
Was it confirmed?
Confirmed.
Really? Where'd you see that?
Twitter.
Well, I got to get on my shit.
Can I ask you guys a take about this?
Yeah.
Love it.
In terms of, I like the special uniforms. However, I am done with the all gold uniforms. I do not want to see those ever again.
The all golds?
All gold?
Yeah, like the
one time?
Twice, and they were exclusively disasters.
What was the second time we wore?
Minnesota. The infamous Punt. And
yeah, the gold with the black.
Yes.
I didn't hate those.
None of them.
I don't know. It could be done better, I think.
All black definitely better than the gold look.
Thank you. Sure. I'll take that as it's enough affirmation for me.
I don't love the all black look with the same tops.
Same, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you just bringing the black pants and you wear the OG black uniform? Yeah.
Not my favorite.
I still like those. We mentioned the Minnesota game in 15. I like those blackout uniforms. I like those.
Yeah, because I mean they matched. They were like just like, are
And
we blacking out or are we
super
blacking
simple,
out? We
too.
blacked out.
We blacked out.
Fuck yeah, we blacked out.
Schematically for this game, again, ANF podcast is where you're going to want to catch that. They were in here earlier. Unbelievable breakdown. Just a must-see podcast week in, week out. I have a theory that those two are going to end up on like a legit, like they're going to get picked up by like a legitimate network or something. Been paid a lot of money to talk football. It could happen. But I think you guys mind if I do a new segment sponsored by Swarm Collective?
Are you
Debuting
doing
a lot of segments
doing Sunday Conversations thing?
By yes, I was thinking about this today. This is called this segment's called "Swarm These Mother Duckers." Brought to you by the Iowa Swarm Collective. Shout out to the Swarm and Brad for helping us get some of these athletes to compete with teams like Oregon and Phil Knight money. And it really is the same idea that we brought to the Indiana game. Indiana at the time had not faced a lot of adversity. Oregon has. Oregon's lost a game, played and got beat by Indiana, and had to go to a whiteout in Happy Valley and ended up coming away with a win there. So it's not like this team isn't battle tested, but you're only going to beat a team like this who's got speed and talent if you bring the fight to them. And that's not to say that they're also not ready for a fight, because they have one hell of an offensive line. They're like, I mean, they are huge and they can play physical as well. I do think, just from listening to a couple different shows and previews of this, that they have a little bit of 4- and 5-star prima donna in them if you punch them in the mouth enough. And I think you can get that Ohio State effect from 2017 if the Hawks keep punching and they get punched and they get up and they punch again. I think you can get this team to falter a little bit. There can be some cracks, some breakdowns, some miscommunications. And that's how you beat a top 10 team in Kinnick. You got to force a couple turnovers against really good teams. You might be able to beat the lesser teams without them. We probably need to take away.
Got to win the turnover battle.
I mean, that you just can't give Oregon more possessions and more plays. Statistically, that's not going to go well for you if you run that out. So you got to find ways to keep offense on the field, get first downs. A&F Pod had an unbelievable quote, underrated, that said, against this Oregon offense, our offense getting first downs is damn near as important as touchdowns, just keeping them off the field. Limit their plays and their possessions. And when we do give them the ball, make them go the length of the field.
Yeah, no big plays. No, I don't know. Man, the shit just doesn't change on defense. Don't give up big plays. Stop the run. No stupid penalties. And we'll be okay.
I view it as an ultimate bend, don't break game, very similar to when Walmart guy said we needed a prayer, a miracle in 2016. That Michigan roster was similarly built, star-wise, to this Duck team. Talent-wise, Jabril Peppers was supposed to do everything. He was supposed to have his way with the Hawks that night. He was going to come in and just...
I was getting double teamed on punt all night. And those guys had their way with me. Especially because Coach Wall's got the fucking heebie-jeebies and we were in max protect all day. And there's no way to get out from your protection. I was just getting assaulted by two dudes.
Did we go tight? And this is going to sound real like a pause situation, but this was the call.
Yes.
We were in tight plug the whole game.
At least the whole second half.
We were tight plugged.
Yeah, we were tight plugged.
And you were getting tight plugged?
I wasn't so tight by the end of the night.
I'm sorry about that. You have to make it sticky Force punts. Got a couple questions today because there's a sort of a glaring stat out there. This is where sort of Iowa makes their money, is Caden Weechin. Number 1 in punt return yards in the country.
Very cool.
Interestingly enough, Oregon has allowed the least amount of punt return yards in the country from the offensive side of that.
Is that an average or just total?
They have allowed -1 yards the entire season.
How's that even? Is that a lot of blocked punts? How's that even possible?
Here's how. They've only
backwards.
punted 17 times. And James Ferguson Reynolds, their punter, so do the math on that. That's an average of about 2 punts a game. And their punter is 111th in the country with a 42.2 average. From what I can tell, about
Not great.
No, about 40%, maybe 50% of those were plus 50 punts. So you got a guy that's letting it go or fair catching it. The other 6, 7, 8 of those punts, they're doing a rugby style punt, which done correctly limits a returner significantly. Done incorrectly, and Kev, how dangerous could that be for Oregon if Weechin reads one of those right, catches it off the bounce? That could mean
one bounce. Yeah, with 20 yards and nobody in front of you.
It's a little bit.
Mi amigo.
It's a little. So for those listening, every once in a while you'll see the entire punt core and the punter and the PPs sort of float to the right or the left, and the punter kind of holds onto it and stays in that pocket. And he almost picks his head up. He does pick his head up and looks at the rush, and he will hold on to that thing because the longer he holds on to it, the further down the field his coverage team can get, to the point where once he kicks that ball, it actually has to find its way around those coverage guys, and they're there by the time it comes to a stop or the returner could ever get hands on it. That's why there's been 0 return yards. Now, when you have a guy like Caden Weechin, they're going to find a way to get him the ball and to allow him to at least attempt a return.
We're also gonna Woods is smart. He's not just gonna let that guy sit back there and hold it all day before he kicks it. So we'll make sure to.
Kev, if you were looking at this punt unit as a punt return rush coordinator, you are licking your chops. They don't know how to get through a guy on a block. I watched some of these today.
Yeah.
They are unsure. And hey, they've only had 8 reps in the game. I mean, they have limited reps on this. They are not used to covering anybody this year. So if Weechin gets his hand on the ball and actually has a little bit of room, it's already watch out. He could go the distance because of who he is. That could absolutely change the game. It could shake things up, if you will. Brought to you by Hamburger Inn #2, Iowa City.
Well done.
Get yourself a pie shake. Big stack of pancakes. Probably be packed the morning after the game. It'll be packed all weekend because they do great service, great work there. But shout out to Hamburg Inn for sponsoring the podcast this year. If Caden Weechin can give us 50 yards in the return game over the course of the game, if he could somehow house call one, Oregon's allowed 0 yards all year. If Weechin gets 60 or 70 this game, that's 7 first downs that Oregon usually doesn't have to account for defensively. That's the hidden yardage. That's Ferentz ball. That's field position, time of possession. I mean, you're playing Iowa's game if Weechin can gain an advantage there. So that is going to be when Oregon punts, and of course the Iowa defense has to force that first. I'm pretty sure the Iowa defense is going to force more than their 2-punt average on Saturday. Hey, you know when I was most nervous as a long snapper? When it was wet.
Wet days.
Punter's got to catch it. The drop is affected. I'm telling you, man, Special teams, always an important phase of the game.
Now, not to be overly cynical then, but wouldn't that also our snapping game has not been perfect. So if it's wet outside for us, should we be super worried?
Theoretically, the snapping and special teams fine motor skills with football never gets better when it's wet for anybody. But I would say on the snapping front, we have figured something out in the last 3 or 4 games. I'll knock on wood so I don't jinx ourselves and go back to it. We haven't had an issue for a while now, and Stevens looking better as well. So you would think that we could avoid that as a problem. That's kind of what you're looking at on Saturday. My final thoughts. You guys mind if I do a new segment?
Presented by FanDuel.
Called Something's Brewing.
Oh, never mind.
By Big Grow Brewery.
Oh, okay.
What's brewing?
The last 2 times that Iowa was a November home underdog, teams that featured myself, Kevin, and Drake were 2016 Michigan and 2017 Ohio State.
Those were the last times we were underdog in November.
At home.
What?
That's crazy.
Kirk Ferentz all time versus the top 10 in November at home, 5-1.
All right. Who's the one? I'm going to go with.
The Hawks are trending.
At all these games are at home?
At home.
2010 Ohio State.
I don't know the answer to the one.
Oh, okay.
Weather trending upwards. Hawks are both of them off a bye week, but the Hawks are healthy, motivated, haven't beat a ranked team in 11 matchups. Some might say we're due. I think something's brewing.
How's their kicker? Any good?
I could look that up, but if you want something to brew for you, you could check out Big Grow Brewery, one of their 5 locations. If you can't make the game, official watch party location of the Hawkeyes, official Easy Eddie, official craft beer.
How long did it take you to take you to think of that segment?
I did more look ahead / outlining for this episode tonight as far as ideas than I have in 642 episodes. So I don't know. You guys can give me your final thoughts. I've done a lot of talking this episode. People hate it, but you guys.
I want
to hear Grant's analysis.
The one loss, by the way, was Kevin. You were correct. 2010 Ohio State, number 9 Ohio State came to Kinnick Stadium. So
Oregon's kicker he's on the all-name team. You wouldn't guess his name if I let you guess for eternity.
Give me multiple choice.
It's so absurd that I don't know if I could come up with something else that would be able to hide it. His name, 5'10", 190, out of Portland, Oregon, is Atticus Sappington.
Okay.
You got to be shitting me.
Did fucking Harper Lee write this guy's backstory or what?
Yes.
It's a good book joke there.
Kicking statistics for this year.
Was that To Kill a Mockingbird joke for those out there?
He has made 8 of 11. He's made 8 of 11 field goals. His long is 42. They don't have to kick field goals very often. I wouldn't call him the best kicker in the world.
Atticus Sappington. I was expecting ridiculous. When you said from Portland, Oregon, I was expecting ridiculous on the other side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Not like he's a British aristocrat.
That is his name. So, Grant, your thoughts on the Oregon matchup this weekend? How you feeling as a fan? Are you nervous?
I'm anxious. excited. You know, there's a old clip out there that just says, if you're not nervous, you're not ready for a Detroit, I guess it was in Detroit, but a Michigan high school state championship. You might remember, famous video. But that's how I feel. I think it's doable. I think there's a lot on the line. I think it's honestly just we got to, like, when I look back at the Indiana game, I think we did pretty much everything good, but just early turnovers cost us. You know, we started that first drive, pick, and that hands Indiana 7 free points right there that I would have loved to have had back in the fourth quarter. So
similar 7 points given away at the end of the first half against Indiana too, but against Penn State.
Yeah. So
we gave the two best teams on our schedule points.
Yeah, kind of that was a lot of different things going on there. But I think honestly, if we just go, this is going to sound a little bit like obvious. This statement is obvious, but like if we just like ferrets the hell out of this game, just full mistake-free football, running it down their throats, long possessions. I'm meaning like 8 minutes, 9 minutes of just running it down their throats. I don't care if this final score is 10-7. I don't really see us winning a shootout anyway.
Brother, I don't care. I don't give a fuck if we win this game 2-0.
It's the perfect game. Some people would say.
Could you imagine if we're talking on Sunday,
6-4, bring it back.
The 2-0 win over the Ducks. I mean, it would break the nation.
I do. I am. Part of me is wondering if my now obviously we have to get through Saturday. So maybe this is a question for Sunday's pod. Is without it even being the end of the season, can Iowa handle the excitement if the Hawks can come out of a victory and this can go into the USC? Can they even handle the excitement?
Well, here's what I'll say.
A week from Sunday, because the next game is going to be equally as tough, in my opinion.
It's going to get even. It is almost gets even more difficult because there's even more pressure on. Like right now, we're 6-2. It's a long ways away, but hey, you win this game, it's like, oh, it might be real.
I will say
it might be getting real, guys.
The national, there's been 2 weeks, so it's helped to build this a little bit. And the CFP putting us at 20, which we really didn't talk about, but that has set the stage for this weekend where the Hawks are starting to get talked about. And this is everything you hope for as a fan. This is what we wanted. We wanted to compete for a chance to be in the playoff. We're there. We wanted to be ranked in the CFP when those rankings came out. We're there. We wanted to take those 3 big dogs that were in the playoff last year and give them a fight, maybe win 1 or 2 of those games. We're there. Enjoy Hawkeye football right now because we're getting a lot. This has been a fun season. It's still going to be a fun season no matter what happens on Saturday. And that brings us to everybody's favorite segment.
So what's brewing?
Kevin. Do you mind if I do a segment called Ward's Winners? Sponsored by FanDuel. This one is the OG. It's been around forever. Grant, how many picks do you have tonight?
Not enough. I honestly, I looked at the slate and I just didn't feel as inspired. I don't know if it's the YouTube TV debacle I'm in right now with ESPN or whatnot. But I didn't feel. I have picks, but it's just not my usual. It's not enough.
Okay. I'll go first.
Okay.
I want and I don't know what strategy I'm using here because the last 2 weeks I think I'm 2-4 again, 1-2 each week or something like that. I was hot using the opposites for a while. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna go with what pops out to me. Give me Northwestern plus 14.5 at number 19 USC. Give me. This is part of me and Kevin's friendly wager. Give me Penn State plus 14.5 home against Indiana.
Ooh, yeah. Kevin, how are we feeling about that? Are you feeling confident? Still feeling good?
Still feeling great.
I don't feel good. BYU Texas Tech.
What about it?
That is a 7-8 game, and there is a 10.5 point spread. Give me the BYU Cougars. What's their mascot?
That is Cosmo the Cougar.
What a savage. That guy does push-ups up tables.
Now, I don't know if they're going to let
through.
Cosmo do a full Evel Knievel set at an away stadium. So does that Does that factor into it?
It does factor in because I believe when he does that, they have a better chance. But I want the Cougars plus 10.5.
Yeah.
And those are my 3. My wife just brought me a cookie mid-podcast.
Was that your? I mean, this is a bad time to ask you a question with food in your mouth because I know you're going to answer it regardless if you're chewing or not. But
no, you're good.
Is it? Was that your flip brain or was that your real brain going on? Like that's important for the stat book as well and for the folks at home.
I will tell you that every bit of my gut says USC wins by about 30 this weekend.
All right, so
I'm adding
Northwestern as my lock of the week.
I actually do think that Penn State covers 14.5, and the BYU Texas Tech game, the Big 12 isn't even a real conference to me. So I don't know what's going to happen there. It feels like that's a big line for 2 teams that are ranked right next to each other. So that's my.
That's good. I think. So BYU, I believe, is winning in the Big 12 championship game with this game.
Yeah.
So really already?
Yes. I mean, we're getting late.
They're undefeated, and
everyone else.
You tell me they can lose their last 3 games and they're in.
Texas Tech would be the only one-loss team left going into this weekend for the Big 12, so they would be. Yeah.
Now, they obviously can't do that because they would be putting themselves at a potential. Like they would no longer be automatically in the playoff by just showing up to the Big 12 championship if they had 3 losses.
Well, I mean, they get automatic bid if they win.
Yeah, but what if they lost? It's not like I don't think it would be. It wouldn't be like SMU last year where it was like even if you lose, you still can go.
I have concern that the SEC is going to get 5 teams in the playoff, and I can show you how, but maybe we'll save that for next.
I think
we do not have time or energy for that right now.
No, we don't. Kev, you can go.
Okay. I threw in a little parlay on Sunday. I don't know if these lines are still accurate or not. I do have Northwestern. I got them at 15.5. If you want to give me 14.5, whatever.
I'm going to give you 15. I believe you.
Indiana minus 13.5. If make it 16.5, 17.5. I don't care. I think they're going to wipe the floor with Penn State. Mississippi State plus 9.5. Low key, I think they're a good football team. They've covered a lot of games. They just haven't won a lot of games. I got the over in that BYU Texas Tech at 52.5. I got A&M minus 5.5 at Missouri. I've got Vanderbilt minus 7.5 home versus Auburn. I've got Bama minus 11.5 at home versus LSU.
Is this all on one parlay?
Yeah.
Kevin, I'm so impressed.
I've got Navy plus 25.5 at Notre Dame.
Kevin's trying to pay his mortgage.
And fuck it. Iowa plus 6.5.
Whoa. Not a lot of Iowa bets this year on the card. We've been staying away from it. What does that pay out, Kevin?
Plus 31,500.
Oh my God. I hope with all of my soul that hits.
Oh, slept with Northwestern up first up on Friday night.
Let's go, Cats. Come on.
Ooh, that's Friday night.
Grant, what do you got?
Up to Alabama and Navy, 6:30 on Saturday night to bring them home.
I believe in the midshipmen.
Navy 25.5 where they play Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Nothing would inspire me more than watching our troops go in and end Notre Dame's playoff hopes. Oh, well, I was hoping. I was going to take outright. You're going to be mad if they win outright in that? You don't have to sweat that game for a second?
Do it for America.
That'd be awesome.
That'd be great. This is great. I think Kevin has more picks than me. I'm going to be honest.
Hawkeye uniforms chiming in. Just going to throw it out there. Hawkeyes are 9-0 in all black uniforms. Hey, there's a lot of signs pointing to the Hawks can't fucking lose this weekend. Now, I'm not saying that.
The
signs are saying that.
The signs.
I don't like. I feel like. Did you see even Pick Six previews? Like quoted the like CBS graphic for this game. It was like I was winning this game. By the way, and I was like, you need Brett. Delete this tweet right now. Stop it.
It's funny how we think like nobody say it. Nobody talk about it. It's not possible until it is.
I think Kink's got enough notoriety these days that opposing teams are well aware of what they're walking into by this point.
I don't ever wish ill on anybody, but if it would be a great if Oregon was going to get a team-wide food poisoning where their tummies hurt a little bit on Saturday, it would be a great weekend for it.
Crazy.
You imagine them shitting all over those white uniforms on Saturday?
I think they were green pants.
Middle of the game?
That would actually make some ducks have brown feathers too. Wouldn't that kind of accent the uniforms?
Some ducks do. Kev, go get some sleep, buddy.
Bye, Kev.
Love you. See you Saturday. Friday, actually.
Friday.
I have some picks to share with the people.
Yeah,
I want to
give
hear
it to
Gary's
us.
picks.
Okay. Picks. Last weekend, I made the biggest mistake of my life betting on Scott Frost. So this week, what are we going to do? We're going to bet on Scott Frost again. Just going to force
Where
it
the
to
fuck
work.
is Scott Frost these days?
UCF, we are taking him
Again?
+1. I'm kind of framing this as a game I can't lose because I have the Houston Cougars in a future to win the Big 12, and they are playing the Houston Cougars. So I think if they win this game, future's back on. But if they lose, that future's definitely over, but we can pay it back with this game. So that's how I'm viewing it. We got that one. Mizzou +6.5 versus A&M. This is a game that I've had circled. This is a trust Grant feeling because I have been looking at that A&M schedule. I know the Notre Dame one is impressive, but of the last 5 games, Ken Palm 37 that's got to be. Is it Creighton? Maybe? No, I don't know. Thanks, A&F Pod. I'm not sure. Someone get back to me on that.
The Frederick's just tuning in, man. I feel embarrassed that they'd spend time on this. Holy shit.
Regardless, I look at the A&M schedule. 4 of their last 5 wins are against teams that have fired their coach. So is the resume bad? No, it's just I don't think Mizzou's going to fire Drinkwitz. If anything, someone's going to try and hire him. So that'll add to the stat. We'll see what that does. UCLA -1.5 versus Nebraska. Mississippi State, also, Kevin, I agree, +8.5. I just statement loss. I feel it coming, maybe like 3 points. Kirby also has a little bit of like a early onset Ferentz going on where he likes to get up by like a touchdown or 10 points, and then he's just more than comfortable the rest of the game. He
Saw
will
a
just
clip
sit
of
there
Kirby
and-
as a player the other day.
What'd you think?
Wow. Stud.
Like sneaky athletic.
Stud.
His 3-cone drill was really good.
His senior year, he was playing through like a neck injury. And
I refuse to believe that anyone who wears a visor was ever a good athlete.
Bro, he was kind of a stud. Dude, definitely hold.
I'm taking UTEP -1.5 versus Jacksonville State. What do you know about UTEP? Probably as much as I know, which isn't a lot, but I'm taking the -1.5 versus the Jacksonville State ass-kicking chickens is who they are. UConn +9.5 versus Duke. I think statement loss. That's what I'm feeling. Duke.
By the way, we're gonna have almost football merch for Grant's show.
Okay.
Statement loss. We gotta come up with a design for that.
Well, we have a segment for that. That's the Ryan Russillo Team of the Week.
Okay.
Over at Almost Football.
I actually feel more impressed.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's like I actually came away more impressed by. I think last week was I actually came away more impressed by Haynes King in his loss to North Carolina State. 500 total yards offense. Not enough people talking about that. Auburn +6.5 versus Vandy. I hate to fade Kevin again on that one, but that's just what I'm feeling. I think a little interim coach bump from those boys. Also, Auburn's defense pretty good. I don't know if enough people are considering that. The DC taking over as a head coach. And then Kentucky +3.5. You know, a lot of people are getting fired in the SEC.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are saying Stoops should be next. A lot of people are saying, how has Stoops not been fired yet? But I'm saying I'm going to trust Stoops one last time. This is one last ride off into the sunset, all right? If we're going out, we're going out together.
Stoops and Frost.
We're gonna
Frost
do it.
on the
Kentucky +3.5. That's all I got. Except I sneaky love Kevin's pick of BYU, Texas Tech over 52.5.
You like that? I think a lot of points, huh?
It's a classic Big 12 showdown. Not really, because BYU just joined the Big 12. But like in a Big 12 big game, do you ever see when was the last time?
No, it feels like Texas.
Like this feels like there's like a fumble score. There is a like the last 3 minutes have 2 40-yard bombs.
Yeah. Yeah, there's 6 drives of 3 plays that go for 80 yards. If they have an all-timer like that, that would be a good topic for your Almost Football show, which, by the way, for people who don't know, you guys went for an hour 35 this week. You guys are
I think every episode's gone longer.
You guys are insane.
Every episode's gone longer. I don't know. What, we had a 15-minute contract negotiation to start the show.
Okay. Well, there you have it.
Who was
I am nervous and anxious and excited and all of it. And part of that is because as a former player who once had a small bit of control, I now have 0 control.
Oh,
and
Creighton was 39. Maryland. 37.
And I so badly want the Hawks to win this game for a multitude of reasons, from the fan side, from the alumni side, from the, to be fully honest, the amount of hype and interaction and engagement we get on the podcast fucking doubles when the Hawks are rolling. And so this is way more fun to do.
Almost football might be 5 hours long if the Hawks win this game.
If the Hawks win this game, Almost Football is doing a 24-hour live stream. Yeah. So thank you guys for listening. This is our longest preview of the year, and this is the most we've ever talked about an opponent this season, and probably in a long time. Shout out to Drake. Shout out to Drake, who made an appearance, and shout out to the
Drake
Robe.
Showing his face.
Showed his face all the way from Dagestan, and
showed his shadow.
Yeah, and shout out to the hotel robe that Grant's wearing there in the Marriott.
Good hoodie.
Okay. We will. This is it. This is the last time you'll hear us before the walk-ons are back in Kinnick and the Ducks come to town. We'll be here Sunday to recap whatever happens during those 60 minutes, and we're very excited to do so. Everybody have a fantastic weekend. Check out the sponsors for a spot to eat or grab a drink or bet, and we'll see you next time.